This is Colin Dixon with nScreenNoise, and I'm talking with Arif Siddi, who is General Manager of Verizon's Media Platform and Chief Product Officer. I'm talking to him from his home, obviously, and my home. Arif, how are you doing?
Hanging in there. Same as everyone, right? It's a
Yeah.
little bit crazy days. Usually we'd be doing this, in person
At
instead of
NAB, of
over
course,
and at
but
NAB. But do what we
and what we're
can,
going to
right?
and what we're going to do is we're going to do a sort of mini NAB top level look at what you would have been discussing at NAB. So why don't you take us through? There's a couple of interesting things that you're doing. One with Azure and one with monetization that you should mention. So why don't we start with what you're doing with Azure?
Yeah. So we've been talking about our relationship with Microsoft Azure. I think probably for a year now, right? I think we first announced that partnership at NAB last year, and what we're super proud about this year is to announce that this is now GA. Our streaming platform is available on Microsoft Azure. We're excited to bring new customers onto it. There's been a lot of work over the course of the past year to, bring our technology over from our existing cloud provider, make it work just as well, if not better, on Microsoft Azure. And so we've got a great partnership with Microsoft and are excited about that work.
That's great. That's great. Portability is great. So you're on
That's right.
AWS and on Azure. That's super.
That's
Now,
right.
one of the things that's really tough is putting together all the data you need to be able to, count, to be able to really do the monetization piece. And there's something that you have just released that should help that problem, right?
Yeah, so we have been on a journey around ad insertion and monetization and exposing the data around advertising for quite a while. As you know, Colin, one of the key strengths of our platform is the server-side ad insertion technology that we have, and how we insert all of these ads seamlessly on the server side, and we do it for every single user. That gives us an amazing amount of visibility into what's happening in the ecosystem, or in our publisher customers' advertising ecosystem. And we are excited to announce that we are now releasing a product called Ad Analytics. And what Ad Analytics does is it takes a lot of key data that we are exposed to in the ad ecosystem and rolls it up, aggregates it into some very nice dashboards and visualizations that our publisher customers can then use to understand what's happening in their ecosystem. So whether it's things like, completion rates, or number of ad breaks, opportunities, fill rates, error rates, timeout rates, all of those things kind of come together. We aggregate the data, we total it or average them depending on what the metric is or the dimension, and we can make these visualizations available to the customer. And so this is, again, in the partnerships that we have with our customers and wanting to help them actually run their digital business, this is a key way that we partner.
And you put all of that together in a single dashboard, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Inside of the control center for the streaming platform.
Easy to read. That's great. Now, there's
That's
one
right.
other thing that you've done with ads. Now, traditionally, there's ads that you pre-sell, and then very often providers, they sell the rest in automation systems. You have a sort of mid tier between that, right? You've just added a pre-bid system. Talk to us about that. That's really
Yeah,
interesting.
that's right. So pre-bid has been around for a while in other forms of digital advertising, but it hasn't really made huge headway yet into OTT and premium video advertising. And so we're proud to announce that in conjunction with our ad platforms, sister organization inside of Verizon Media, we have come together to release a new pre-bid solution that natively plugs into our streaming platform and really should help publishers maximize the value that they're getting out of programmatic advertising. And the way that it does that is that, typically programmatic advertising or ads that are demand that's sort of pulled out of the programmatic marketplace happens on the backside of the publisher's primary ad decisioning system. What Prebid does is it goes out to programmatic. When an ad opportunity hits the stream, that opportunity goes out to the programmatic marketplace in a sort of parallel and simultaneous way across multiple demand sources, and it happens before it goes to the primary ad decisioning system. And so that gives our publisher customers a lot of visibility and transparency into what's happening in programmatic, and it allows them to maximize the value that they're getting for their ad inventory. And again, that's what we want to help our customers do, which is run their businesses successfully.
That sounds like a really useful way of, as you say, optimizing the values. And there's one other thing that you've done that it will be of great interest to people that are in the very difficult position of having to distribute their content, particularly linear content, to many different providers. You now have a virtual control room. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so this is a really, really cool feature that we've been working on for a little while as well. What we've done is we've taken a couple of pre-existing features. One is our managed slicer capability, which sort of ingests in the cloud. Combine it with another pre-existing feature called Channel Scheduler. We've obviously continued to iterate those over time. But then we've added it what we've added to that is an entirely new capability around syndication. And what we're seeing is that historically it's been the major broadcasters with their sort of traditional broadcast feed. You want to take these feeds and turn them into streams, streams in the digital realm. What's happening now is that we've come full circle, and we have customers who have sprouted out of the digital world who now want to deliver their streams to all other sort of distribution endpoints, sometimes even including traditional MVPDs, right? So we've come full circle. And what the virtual control room allows us to do, or allows our customers to do, is they can take their VOD assets or their live assets, they can drop them into the channel scheduler, they can drag and drop them around and organize them in different ways and create a virtual linear channel. Then through just a few sort of clicks of the mouse, they can take this virtual linear channel and syndicate out this stream to a bunch of different endpoints. That could be YouTube, it could be Twitch, it could be Facebook, or it could be a traditional MVPD. And so this allows our sort of digital native customers to be able to create, use this virtual control room to create linear channels and then get them out to the masses, all through a single tool set that we provide them. So super exciting, really cool, and again, part of the evolution of our platform as digital becomes sort of a key delivery mechanism for publishers.
So what's really exciting about this for me, Arif, is the fact that I can schedule around and in live content. I think that's a real differentiator. Of course, there's plenty of solutions out there that can create a virtual linear channel out of on-demand assets, but I don't think there's many people who can do that and blend it with live. That's quite an achievement. Yeah.
I mean, look, live is our sweet spot. We've always been very, very good at that. Which is why we have great relationships and great long-term relationships with our customers, and it is a complicated thing to do, to blend VOD and live together into a sort of seamless virtual channel. And you're right, doing it with just VOD is ultimately a fancy playlist. Doing it with VOD and live together requires a bit more heavy lifting, and then adding the syndication component on top of that, with a variety of formats that distribution endpoints expect to be fed into them, adds a whole other layer of complexity. And then, of course, doing it with robustness and doing it on a platform that's been proven to scale very, very well is I think ticking all the boxes.
Yeah, and of course with server-side ad insertion, with the pre-bidding as well coming along, and the enhanced monetization that you talked about. It's quite a package. I think that'll have a lot of people very interested. Arif, sorry I didn't get to see you at NAB this year, but at least we got to talk virtually.
That's right. We can virtual high five this time.
High five. Yeah. All right. Thanks very much, Arif, and have a good day.
Thanks, Colin. See ya.